night. Figured out what was wrong on my lies for the last 2 times, but to double check, if you're watching, please let me know in the chat box where you're watching from. That's always fun. And I bet it's gonna be Carla that's gonna show up first. Let's see. My desk here is a little crazy. I need to have my die cutting machine on my desk because I need to do some embossing, which I need my embossing folder. So let me grab that. I put it away, but wasn't thinking. It looks like I have one waiting scheduled for December 4th. That is so weird. I have no clue what's going on. One waiting scheduled for December 4th. Oh, good, Debbie, are you home? Thank you for saying hello. That way I know I am finally live. It was going to be 3 times as a charm, right? Okay, so I am going to be working with Filled with Cheer again. This is class number 2, and we will be making 2 more cards. This time we're going to be using the snowman. So super fun with the snowman. I had a lot of fun working with the snowman. He needs a name, so while you guys are, yeah, it's going to be cold. And we're going to get, what, 8 inches of snow, I guess. But Mr. Snowman, he needs a name. So why don't you guys put in the comments what you think Mr. Snowman. It's right here. We'll be coloring tonight with our Stampin' blends. But the snowman needs a name. So you guys think about it and we'll see what we can get for names. Let me go over my host code for this part of December. It started on December 2nd and is going all the way to December 14th. And I have my little host code over here. It's PWA4QHA6. So if you use that, I will see that you want this card kit for free. There are specifics that you need to hit with your product order, and I'll go over them right now. So if you purchase $35 or more in products from my online store, and you have to use that host code over here, you will receive 4 card kits from Filled with Cheer, and it's one of the cards, and I will include the designer paper as well. If you purchase $50 in products or more from my online store, you will receive 4 card kits plus a package of embellishments. It unfortunately won't be the peppermints because they're like, I think on back order until like December 23rd or something like that. So, we'll just gonna have to reorder those a little bit later, but I will send some kind of embellishment your way. Hi, Carla. And then when you purchase $150 or more, don't use a host code. You will earn your Stampin' Rewards, which are 10% on top of the $150, that would be $15 of free products from Stampin' Up. You will also receive my rewards, my Perks for Graham rewards, qualify for that, and you will qualify for the 4 card kits, the embellishments, and a free gift from me. And that gift will be a surprise. So let's go over the stamp set, the designer paper, and we're going to get started. We had such a busy day today, and I've only been in my craft room for basically 10 minutes. Went up to the estate again. Hopefully this is the last time. I keep saying that every single week, but hopefully this is the last time before Christmas. But anyway, on Monday we made, let's see, which ones did we make? I don't even remember. Oh, we made the presents. So I have a variety of different coloring colors here. I kind of try to make them all the same, but I would throw in a little bit of different coloring as well. So this is one of them we made. And then this one, I have this feeling that we didn't make this one, but I swear I colored in those poinsettias more than once. Here's another one. Just a little bit of change up on this one right here. Use Daffodil Delight, dark and light on that one. So that was really the only change. On this one here, I changed it up. So we have Blueberry Bushel and Daffodil Delight. So that is one of the cards we made. And then the other one, hopefully I have here. Oh yeah, I think. Yes, it's got me confused because I really thought I was live on Monday and I wasn't. And until I figured out what was the issue, I needed to change it from unlisted to public. That has never happened before, so I think that must be a update, and I just really didn't know. So this one here I made, and it's got lots of real red in it, lots of different panels. And on the inside, they're pretty much, you know, standard with your designer paper. Here, I've got the Snowflake Sky 3D. We are going to be using that embossing folder tonight. I'm going to color, and then I'm going to emboss it. And I love the stream of lights. They're super fun. So here's this one. This one's just a little bit different, darker bow. And then here's another one. All really nice Christmas cards. I would totally, even though it's coloring, I would still mass produce this one because once you get the coloring done, it's very, very simple to mass produce and get them all ready to go. On this one, yeah. So I think I just did, yeah, it's all basic on the inside. And then on this one too, I think the only difference is you can see the linen thread there. This is the real red and white linen thread. So for tonight, we're going to be, again, using the wagon. Here's the stamp set. It's got 3 different sentiments in it. And they say, sending loads of Christmas cheer to you and yours and a warm hello. Now, this wagon here can be die cut with a different bundle that we have. I don't have that one, and I don't know the name of it. So I do fussy cut that out. It's really not that hard to do. And again, these are photopolymer stamps, so you will need your Stampin' Pierce mat. And that way you can have a little bit of give like the cling stamp sets. And then the designer paper is called Take a Bow. And it's 6x6. It can be found in the mini catalog, September to December 2024. The main colors are garden green, granny apple green, and real red. If you want the item number, it's 164309, $12.50, and you can find it on page 39. Now, I looked at inventory last night, and it was still available. All this is still available except for the peppermints, and that can really be easily changed out. The Snowflake Sky 3D, I believe, was on low inventory, so maybe by now it's already like on back order. But here is one of the cards we're going to be making tonight. Again, we need a name for the snowman. So if you have a snowman name, put it in the comments, and I will try to kind of keep track of them and give you guys a shout out. Looks like I got Barbara on here too. Hello, Barbara. I hope you're not, are you getting the snow we're supposed to get tonight and tomorrow? I hope not. I think you'll probably be just getting rain, but so I did a little stamping on the inside of the snowman ones, a warm hello, and to you and yours. And then here's another one. It's just what I do is I create a card, and then I create my instruction sheet, and then I test my instructions. So that's why you have 2. And then I've got my card kit here. And we'll work on this one first, and then we're going to be working on this really fun one too. And this one has the string of lights on it, and it also has the embossed Snowflake Sky 3D panel. We will emboss that after we do our coloring, because you can't, once you have an embossed panel, you really can't stamp on it and get a good image. So you'll have to stamp, color, and then emboss. But that's going to be easy to do. And then on the inside, I got sending loads of Christmas cheer. And this one, I would totally mass produce as well. Especially on this one, compared to the wagon. You don't have as much coloring with the snowman because it's all white, pretty much. I didn't even color in the little the stone coal right there. I just kept them black. And I did hit it with some Winka Stella just to give it a little bit of shimmer. So, all right, we are going to get started. Oh, and this is how I designed the envelope on this one. And then on the first one, I just did a single string of lights. And on the one I made with my instructions, I just wanted to see what it looked like with multiple. So you can decide what you want. You can always put your address label on the back side if you want to do all these little string of lights. This is the free card class you can receive with your qualifying order, by the way. All right, so we are going to work with this one here, and let me just bring it over in the picture so you can kind of see it. And I hope I have everything on my desk that I need. We'll see, right? All right, so I need my basic whites. And I am going to stamp on the back side of this one here with, I'm going to do real red because I just noticed that it is still in real red from the other night. Didn't clean my stamp, you guys. So we're going to just stamp on the back side a paper hug from me. It's red and green, right? That's Christmas colors. Gonna definitely close this up because we can make a really big hot mess with real red, that's for sure. That's all the stamping on this one here. My envelope, we are going to add, what did I do? A warm hello. And I stamped that in real red, so let's bring that one back. And I am going to find it, a warm hello. Never send out your envelopes. Oh, that was horrible. Never send your envelopes out just plain white. Make sure you have something stamped on it. Add some designer paper on the flap. Make it look pretty. You want to show it off, right? Especially to the person that is actually delivering the mail to your house or your friend's house. All right, that is all done. We need to get out the wagon and the wheels. So we have, that's the wheel here, and we're going to be working with our Stampin' Blend, so we need Memento black ink. And like I did on Monday, when I use Memento black, I put the ink pad in my hand because I have more control, and I want to make sure I cover that whole stamp with the black ink. And I kind of do a little dance, happy dance on it too, and then I do a little bit of tapping. And then I will stamp probably close to the bottom because that way I'm not wasting paper. We're going to fussy cut that out, so we'll just wait for that process. And I'll try to be fast. All right, so we got two wheels and we have the wagon. Now this is a deckled rectangle. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp that big snowman, and then I'm going to fill in with a sentiment. And this is a big stamp. So I have it on a generic block because I only have one E block. So that one has the wagon on it. And then this one is just generic. I think it was a Stampin' Up! Block many years ago. I think a friend gave it to me. Now, I'm going to stamp this a little bit more towards like that star. I want it to hit right up here because we want that wagon to fit onto the white. And I want my tree to be straight. So that little star at the top of the tree, it definitely is not straight. So it makes it look like your tree is not straight. But there is that cute little snowman. He needs a name, so make sure you put a name in the comments. I'm going to stamp the envelope, or no, not the envelope, the sentiment, you and yours. And that one it's so small that I'm going to just stamp it right on that deckled rectangle, right up in the corner there. And I think that is all I need to do. Now you get to watch me color. And I'm really not the best colorer coloring person, but I like to do my best that I can, right? So let's see, what am I going to color? There's not a lot of different colors needed, so I'm going to start with my green. And I'm going to start with a dark grainy apple green. This is the light. This is the dark. I like to use the chisel point because Karen has more control using that chisel point than she would with the brush tip. So I'll zoom in so you can kind of see a little bit better. And I need to bring my board up here. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to be coloring off to the side here. I don't want you to see my head, so I'll try to do my best and quick enough. So right now I'm just hitting those little lines, kind of doing some scribbling, that's what I call it, over the little lines that are on the tree. And then I will fill in with the lighter shade of green, grainy apple green. Okay, that is all I need. And now the lighter shade. This is just going to fill in where I did not color with a darker shade. And I do color over the dark shade of grainy apple green, but it's still going to give me a different look. When I hit the white space, it's going to be a little bit lighter. So darker where I'm coloring over the dark grainy apple green, and lighter where it's not colored at all. So I kind of work top to bottom. You could add Wink of Stella to the tree as well. Make it look like it's got a light dusting of sparkly snow. Now, if you do not have real red Stampin' Blends, Poppy Parade works nicely as well. It's very close to real red, but it's got more of a brighter red, more vibrant than the real red. But it does work nicely too. And I will actually color with the Poppy Parade so you can see. All right, so that tree is good to go. We're done with the green. Let's color in the star, and I like to use, you can barely see it, but I'm using the dark shade of Daffodil Delight. And I just noticed, I didn't notice this on the other one, but there's a little thing here that actually is part of the star that really isn't yellow. I'm gonna make it crumb cake. It's part of the star that attaches to the tree. All right, let me find my Poppy Parade. And I'm using the dark shade because I want these to really pop. So again, Poppy Parade is a little bit more brighter than the real red shade. My real red dark is pretty much expired, so I have no choice but to use Poppy Parade for the time being. All right, so those are all done. Since I have Poppy Parade in my hand, I am going to start coloring the hat. And hopefully I can stay in the lines. I love Frosty the Snowman movie. How about you guys? What's your favorite, all-time favorite movie around Christmas time? I like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph, and you know, those are the basics, right? But I know there's so many more now, but I always go back to kind of vintage, right? Because those two movies have been around so long. One movie I really don't like, and I never have, is The Wizard of Oz. I didn't even let my kids watch it. My daughter-in-law just found out that my son, Max, he had never watched The Wizard of Oz, like as of 2 years ago. And I told her I just didn't like it. I thought it was too scary. That witch was just miserably like scary. and I did not want to have any part watching that. Okay, that's good. I'm going to switch over right now because I have the Poppy Parade in my hand, and we're going to just color in the center of those wheels. Try to stay in the lines here, within the lines. Stuart or Slushy the Snowman. Oh, that one's good. Oh, snow is falling in Pennsylvania. Like, you guys need more. Oh, I don't even know. I heard freezing rain out my window earlier when I was doing a video for my family, but yeah, it started to like sleet and now it's quiet. I'm going to switch over to our Stampin' Right marker, which is black. We don't have a blends that's black. So I will choose to use the brush tip of the Stampin' Blends. And I have to, this is so super juicy because I don't use it a lot. So I have to like pounce when I color, or else it's definitely going to go outside the lines. So I like when I use the fine tip, it just takes too long, and I'm not like patient when it comes to coloring. I like to be done. But I think I'm gonna have to get the fine tip out in just a second. Okay, so that's that cute little hat. Look at that. That's so cute, right? Now, since I've got the black, I'm going to color the wheels using the felt tip for the wheel part, and then the spokes I will use the fine tip. So notice when I rotate the paper, I'm coloring both wheels. So I am only rotating that paper one time instead of double. You might hear some laughter. My husband is next door watching Seinfeld again. It's his show of the day. All right, so we'll just color in these little spokes. He makes me laugh. When I hear him like laughing, like that makes my day. He works very hard. He always has. Went from working on a dairy farm for 40 years to working for town government. It was kind of a hard change at first because he's never only worked with cows and his brother. But anyway, there. Those are all done. Let's go back to the snowman and the sled. I'm going to choose to color that in, let's see, Pebbled Path. I need Smoky Slate, there's Smoky Slate, and Pecan Pie for the sled, I think. This is light crumb cake. Okay, so I'm going to start with the more of the wood area here. And this is dark crumb cake. Again, just like the tree, I'm hitting the lines. And then I'll come back with a lighter shade of crumb cake, but it's actually almost out. Can you hear that? Sometimes, oh my gosh, that sounds horrible. Sometimes one side might be out and the other side is still pretty good. Like this one, for instance. Can you guys hear him laugh? Like, tell me. Let's see. I have those recorded. Okay, Sammy the Snowman and Cyrus the Snowman. We got some good names, you guys. Okay, I think that's, I want it a little bit darker, so I'll continue to go over this. Okay, next up is the I'm going to put in smoky slate for this, like the tracks here. And I don't know what this thing is here, but I'll color it gray. Smoky slate. Back in the day, this is what we slid on. We never had like inner tubes like kids have nowadays. This is old-fashioned type of sled. My parents had one in their garage, and that sold in the estate sale, but I really wish I would have kept it. Now this one, I want to just see. That's not going to go. So it's not going to look good. So I'm going to do the darker shade of crumb cake up here for this thicker piece of wood. Okay, so the sled's done. The snowman needs a orange nose for the carrot. This one I am coloring with pumpkin pie. And I'm going to hit it with some Wink of Stella. And hopefully this won't like explode on me. I'm also gonna tap so I can get some splatter throughout this deckled rectangle as well. All right, this one is all complete. Now we will work with the wagon, and then we will fussy cut out the wagon and the wheels. So this is dark pebbled path. Again, I'm just gonna hit those lines wherever I can. No rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of just winging it, really. If, or when you place your order, I know a lot of Team members are watching me. Customers, if you're not working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, love to earn your business. This is a free card class that I can send you with a qualifying order of $35 using my host code, which is buried over here. It's right there, PWA4QHA6. And one each of the cards from Filled with Cheer. So Monday's class and then today's class. A $50 order or more will get you a pack of embellishments with those 4 kits. And then $150 or more will get you a free gift, plus the embellishments in the card kits too. And anyone that's placing an order, I am getting these out ASAP. Like I had somebody order yesterday, all the orders yesterday. I shipped out today your kits because these are Christmas cards, and normally I'll wait until like December 15th or, you know, around there, 3 days later to send out your kits. But since it's Christmas, I want you guys to be able to make your cards and send them along their way. So I will be getting those out ASAP. All right, we're halfway done. You guys get to see me color in the wagon 2 times. I didn't realize on Monday I colored the flowers. I wanted to do flowers and then a wagon, a snowman card, but accidentally I did both flowers. So today you get 2 snowmen. All my ordering information will be in the description box later tonight. Once I get done, I usually take it off the video offline to update all of the description in the box and do what I need to do. And then I will upload it or make it live again. This is dark smoky slate. So I'm just going to color these in here. They're like brackets that hold the wagon. And then I'm going to color the same down on this part. Honestly, I don't know if this is supposed to be wood or not, but I'm coloring it smoky slate. The other wagon, I colored granny apple green. I used to have a green wagon. My dad made it for my kids. He always used whatever paint he had in his garage, and I can tell you, he had a lot of paint. But it was kind of cool. What we did with all the hazardous materials, we put it at the end of the driveway for free. I can tell you, I probably had 40 cans of different kinds of paint out there. All but 10 cans were picked up. How cool is that, right? That's something I don't have to deal with, and because that's hazardous material. All right, so I'm going to fussy cut this out as quick as I can. You just want to leave like, I like to leave like a 1/16 or an 1/18 of, or an 1/8 of an inch white around. I'll go back, and if I find some areas that have a little bit too much white, then I will go back and trim it down a little bit more. This wagon's got a little bit of indentation on it, so I kind of have to go in like that and around. Okay, I think I just want to trim this corner down just a little bit. Okay, so that's the wagon and the wheels. I wish I had a punch for this one because it would be so much easier. But the 1-inch punch is too big and the 1/2 inch is too small. And I can't find my 7/8 of an inch punch because I think that's the size I need. The only thing that's kind of weird with this stamp set, and I can honestly say, it doesn't have a handle for the wagon. And I know the other stamp set, whatever name it is, has one, but isn't that kind of strange that there was no handle in that stamp set? I thought it was kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to put those over here because I don't want to lose them. Now we're going to assemble the card. So I've got granny apple green. Let me just zoom back out. Whoa. Okay, granny apple green, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I've got Take Your Bow, and I've got the green version. It's got some granny apple green in it there, so I'm okay with that. And this lighter shade is probably, you could get away with soft seafoam. And then garden green is the main background color here, but it's 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll just use my seal for today. Whatever I can see first is what I'm going to grab. I just like to use little like 1/2 inch marks of adhesive because our adhesive is so strong that you really don't need to go around all 4 edges. All right, we've got that on the front. Next step is to pop this one up, and I got some little marks here, so I think the wagon will cover that up, but if not, then I'll try to figure out how I want to fix it. So this one will have 5 dimensionals, so 1 on each corner and 1 in the middle. And we'll press those down. Static electricity and dimensionals, I tell you, they don't want to come off. Okay, I was looking for my card and I was like right here. Oh well. This gets centered on the front. And then we'll take the wagon and the wheels. We will add a Stampin' Dimensional to each wheel. And the normal size fits perfect. And then I'm going to add 3 dimensionals to the wagons. So I think 3 is just, I think, good. If you're using the mini dimensionals, you would definitely need a few more. All right, so now I have to strategically put this wagon on. We want to cover up this part of the snow where it's melting. So I really want this wagon to be centered, but I can't because this is going to be showing over here. So when I'm attaching it, I'm looking at this little piece of the wood that's kind of going over the edge. And make sure this thing is straight. Yep, it's good. So we got a little popped up wagon. And then we're going to pop up the wheels. And I like to keep the little spokes in the same direction. So this one, I'm going to mimic this one here. Okay. Next up is the inside of the card, I believe. And I'm not sure if I have a strip of the designer paper. Let me just look at the envelope. Yep, it's right here. This is 3/4 of an inch across by 5 1/4 inches tall, and we'll just leave it or put it on the edge. And I've got a little kind of going over the edge, so I'll just trim that down. And then we will put 4 little 1/2 inch marks of adhesive. And then we'll put this one on the inside. So we've got coordinating paper on the inside of the card, and we also have it on the front side of the card as well. Now we get to take these little famous peppermints and kind of add them on. Now this is Winka Stella, so it is shiny. There's no way I'm going to be able to fix this over here. So I'm just going to use 1 of each size, and I'm going to just do the same thing I did on this card over here. Let's get a large and a medium, and the small one I will put over on the right side. Okay, so that is number 1. Let me put all my blends away so I can take them out one more time. And cap my snips. And there is your first card for tonight, and followed up by, oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to give the little balls on the trees a little sparkle, and the star. So this time of the year, make sure you're using that Winka Stella. We can also give his nose a little sparkle too. Anybody else want to submit a name for the snowman? He needs a name. We've got some in the comments right now, so don't be shy. Submit your name. All right, so there you go. There's 2. On this card here, for these little support systems, I used dark pebbled path. And this one here, I just used this smoky slate. And let me just zoom in a little bit so you can probably see them a little bit better. All right, I'm going to clean up my desk here so I can manage to see what I need to see. And we're going to switch over to another snowman card. And I love working with those string of lights. They're a lot of fun. So here's one of the envelopes. Here's another envelope. And then got our card kit. And then here's our snowman card. Isn't that cute? Lots of red in that. And on the inside, sending loads of Christmas cheer. And on this one, I added the string of lights. I think it looks so much more festive with the string of lights. And I know you guys will too, because look, side by side, which one would you like to receive? I'm saying this one over here, right? All right, so let's get started on this one. All right, got my basic white medium envelope. I've got my Stylish Shapes. Oh, I thought this was smaller. Stylish Shapes square, which will make it this way, right? And then we have one of the whites panels, which is 5 1/4 by 4. One is going to be we use for the front of the card, and one is going to be used for the inside of the card. So we'll need all those for stamping. This over here is just your Take a Bow designer paper. And I also use a Stylish Shapes banner, which is the smallest banner. And that was the largest square that we have. So let me just bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat and a warm hello, which I need to, yeah, it's got red on it. So let me just grab my Stampin' Scrub and just give it a nice clean. I don't want to, I know it'd probably be okay putting it in the Memento Black, but I'd rather not. And I'm going to just clean all of these stamps so I don't have to do it again. Okay. So now I'm going to try to stamp a warm hello on this really tiny border or banner die. Barely made it, but I made it. And now we'll take the inside panel and the string of lights. I will ink that up as well. And I'm going to make 2. So I'm going to have this side, the left side, go off the paper, and the right one is going to go try to get towards the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to go off the edge. And then I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to actually add another, I'm going to try to stamp over. Oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just stamp one of those light bulbs right there. Okay, so that is the front. And now the inside panel, we'll just do the same thing, except for I'm just going to stamp one in the corner. And then my envelope, I'm going to string the lights right there. Now we get to stamp the snowman. Oh my God, that stick. Did you guys see that? It stuck to my ink pad. Oh, geez. The cover I did. Okay, so this one, I want to make sure I get the entire branch for the hand in on the white stamped. So I need to move it over just a little bit. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. So now I'm going to be using some different colors for this. I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. And Poppy Parade, which is here. I'm going to work with the string of lights first. And I like to go in order. So basically I'll start with, let's see, I'm going to start with red and yellow and then blue and keep going like that. So this one is red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, and then red. And then we got Daffodil Delight. And then Blueberry Bushel. Why am I using Blueberry Bushel? And that is because, excuse me, it's because Blueberry Bushel goes with these colors. And I found that out on the color wheel, which is on my other desk. All right, so now I'm going to do the same pattern. So red, oops, wrong side. Yellow, blue, and then red, yellow, blue. Okay, so that one's done. And now the larger inside where there's a lot more bulbs. But don't like do the same color. So don't go like red and then yellow and then pick up blue and repeat. Just color all your red bulbs. Somebody's trying to get me. Nope, it's my watch saying I need to actually walk. Oh. All right, this is Daffodil Delight. And then a Blueberry Bushel. Okay, that is all of our coloring. And now we'll go back to the snowman. I promise I will go as fast as I can. So I'll start at the top and I will be coloring with the dark grainy apple green. I don't think we make a garden green blends. I didn't have the time to check. I don't have one, so I'm assuming that we don't. But if you know if we do have the garden green, you can put that in the comments. Because garden green is, there's a lot of garden green in the Take a Bow, a designer paper. Oh, speaking of designer paper, I will be having a product share announcement probably in another week. I've just got to get through this week because I've got a lot of classes coming up And I got to find time to actually make my own Christmas cards. But I'm going to have a product share, and that will be designer paper. It will also be embellishments and ribbon. And what I thought, and let me know in the comments, would you guys like to see a cardstock sampler? So what that would be probably like a 2 by 2 3/4 by maybe 3.5. I want to be able to maximize my use of a sheet of cardstock. And you'd have a label put on it, and you'd get one of every single color that we have, including the in colors. Is that something you might be interested in? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. I've always wanted to do something like that. Like my embossing folder book. I did create an embossing folder book that many people actually took advantage of. And I have 2 more. I just need to put the covers on. But if you're interested in the embossing folder book, let me know. It's a sampler book. So it's samples of all the embossing folders I have. Now, I don't have all of them, especially the online exclusives. I tend to only buy the ones that are in the annual catalog and the mini catalogs. But I do have a few more to add in to my sampler book. So I do have 2 left. Make great Christmas presents, by the way. And the price on the other one was $45. And since I've got a few more samples of the other ones, and it takes time and more pages, I will probably sell those 2 for, I don't know, $50 or so. I'd have to do math. And on the cardstock sampler, would that size be helpful? So it would be 2 3/4 across by 3.5 inches long. And it would come in, we'd have a label on every one so you would know the colors. And it would come with a one of those like silver rings and a hole in the middle. So you could put it in order that you would like to put it in. Like I have created my own rainbow color of cardstock, which makes me so happy every single time I walk into my room, by the way. Oh, geez, I'm doing a not so good coloring job here. I will go back and look at comments after this card is completed, just in case there's any questions. Okay, so that's done. And I will quickly color the carrot dark pumpkin pie. And the sled is going to be crumb cake dark, just like the other one. It doesn't even look dark. That's weird. I think it's because I was using the brush tip. Oh, I colored outside of the lines. Darn it. I do have my color lifter, but I never trust it. better than what it was. All right, we'll finish off the star. And then we'll hit it with some Wink of Stella. I can't forget the little ornaments here. Okay, done. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to take this one right here, and I'm going to slide it into the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And it really doesn't matter if I emboss the whole thing. And let's see, I want to pull it down a little bit so I can get a little bit more snowflakes. And you can always tell by just looking through the embossing folder itself where those little, I was looking at the bigger ones. So I'll have a couple of those on the panel. So let me just, I'm going to use my electric die cutting machine because it's right here on my desk. And let me just run it through. And you can't emboss your paper, then stamp on it and color it because it won't stamp really well. All right, so now you've got that embossed panel. Isn't that really nice? I'm gonna zoom back out. Okay, so now this panel here is going to go right on the front of the Real Red card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm putting a little bit more adhesive on here because it is an embossed panel. It's a horizontal card, so we'll make sure it's going the correct way. Oh, that is crooked. Let me just bring it closer to me here. Okay, there we go. Now I will take my strip of designer paper. Let's experiment. I'm going to do both. That way you can see one with the stripes and one with the Real Red. And then you can vote. I love to do kind of experiments with my designer paper. So this is going to go right at the bottom of the basic white that is embossed. I probably should have put the designer paper on before I put this embossed panel on, because sometimes the embossed panels will stretch a little bit, and that way I could have trimmed this off first, but I think it's okay. This is going to be popped up with 5 dimensionals. One on every corner and one in the middle. I think I need a replacement on this tip. I've used it so much on maybe some things I shouldn't have used it on because it's not sharp anymore. Well, that stinks. Okay, those are all off. And I'm going to put this, try to get it in the middle. And I know up here it's going to be kind of a little wonky, but I'm more concerned about being in the center than I am anything. This is kind of difficult because I did not get that one up in the center. I am going to experiment once again, and I'm going to be daring, and I'm going to try to stamp another bulb up here. So I'm going to mask the real red and try to connect that way. There's not as much white space up there. Only thing is I'm going to have two bulbs in the same color, so I'll just put in the blue here. And let's try to put that back on. It's like right in front of me. Here it is. There we go. Even though it's off center, it's okay. So I am looking at the points here and over here that they're lined up with, let me get in closer. So this point here is going to be lined up with the edge of the designer paper on both sides. So this one I need to move up just a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to pull it up a little bit more. If I can stretch it just a little. There. You can get out a trusty ruler if you want, but I don't think it's really necessary. We've got our little sentiment banner that we stamped a long time ago. And I am going to use the edge piece, and I'm just going to get one here that's about, I don't know, almost an inch long. And we'll use the whole thing for the banner. Makes it easy. And then we're going to center it down here. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to zoom out. There we go. And I'm centering hello. So the H is over here and the O is on the edge there. Inside panel, I got a little, I should not have used that because it bled through for some reason. Let's see if we're gonna see it. Oh, I know what I can do. I was supposed to stamp sending loads of Christmas cheer. So let's do that. And I'm gonna try to stamp the sending over this little smudge mark. There, that solved it. So Friday, normally I will upload a video, but I'm really not sure what my schedule is going to be this week. It's been really a busy day today with just my parents' estate right now. And hopefully we'll have some really good news on the house very soon. It's the last thing. That would be a really nice Christmas present for another family to purchase that house. All right, let's put the peppermints on and we will call it a night. Put one up here. Let's put one, let's go up here. Oh, I want a small one up there. Okay, so there you go. Let's look at these side by side, and then you can say, do you like, I'm asking you, do you like the red? Do you like the stripe, or do you like both? Let me clean up my area here just because it's a little distracting for you. And if you see it better with more, less things around, It might be better for you. And I'm going to skim through to see if there's any questions and read off all those snowman names. Okay. Thank you, Anne. They are, the stamp set is just so much fun. They're so cute. Stuart, whoops. Come on, YouTube. Stuart or Slushy the Snowman. Sammy the Snowman. Cyrus the Snowman. I would be interested in the cardstock sampler and the paper share. Thank you. I love both. Love all the cards. Thank you. So let's go over. I don't know. I kind of definitely look like both. I don't really have a preference here. This diagonals with the green works great. Pulls in the Christmas tree colors. And this one here pulls in the cardstock. So you can see where it's a little bit different up here, how I stamped. So maybe just because, you know, just watch how you stamp the light bulbs, because you want to kind of try to hit it in the middle if you can. But the red one pops. Yes, I think so too. Okay, so this is my free card class using your host code PWA4QHA6. I'll have it all in the description box a little bit later tonight. So for a $35 order, you will receive one of the kits, or one each of 4 cards. So you have this one, and you have this one from Monday. See, there's the green wagon. And then you have this one. And where is the other one? Here it is. No. Yes. And you have this one. So 2 snowman, 2 of the presents. You'll have a PDF tutorial, which is already done. And as soon as I see an order come through with a host code, I will prep up the card kits and get them shipped out ASAP so you can make them and you can send them out before Christmas. So inspiredbygraham.com, I noticed, did not have my new host code on it yet. So I need to do that as well, but I'll get this video uploaded tonight and the description box filled out. And I'll also try to get out an email tonight too, with a reminder of the ordering special and the 2 video links for the class. And I think we'll call it good and get my website updated. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and have a great night.